Hi guys, welcome back to another video. I hope that you will enjoy this cooking video. If you are new, welcome. If you are oldie but goodie, welcome back. So in today's video I will be showing you how I made this tasty beef stew. Let's go. So I started off by washing my meat. Although they claim that they wash it in the supermarket, I still wash it. It was a nice thick slab of beef that I cut it up into these fine pieces, and then I let it sit in some apple cider vinegar, and then for about 10 minutes, and then I washed it out and I put it in another bowl and I set it aside. By the way, how are you guys doing? Please leave a comment down below in the comment section and let me know how you're doing and where you are watching this video from. Alright, so here is all of the ingredients that I will be using to season my meat, and I did use some other ingredients, but I didn't film it in this part. So I will be cutting up everything, and then I'm gonna put it into my food processor and I'm gonna blend it. I'm starting off with some onions, then I went with some scallions, then I cut up some ginger, and I also cut up some garlic. Here I am just adding all of the seasonings that I cut up into the food processor. I went ahead and add 2 wiri peppers into the mixture just to give it a nice little kick when I cook it. Alright, so here are my additional seasonings that I added some Maggi. If you were going to do this and follow, if you want measurements, I added what was equivalent to maybe 2 tablespoons of Maggi, and then I added some Old-Bay seasonings. I added some aji. You don't necessarily have to add this. This is something that we cook with in Guyana. They're saying that it's not good for you, but hey, it makes your food taste good. I added some garlic salt. So by me adding all of these seasonings together and putting it into the processor and blending it together, when I poured it onto the meat, and I let it sit and mix it in, and I let it sit in the fridge for about an hour to 2 hours, or half an hour to 2 hours. It will soak into the meat, so when I'm ready to cook it, I don't need to add anything else to it, which you'll see as the video progresses. That is why it's very important to wash and clean your meat, so that when you season it and you let it sit for a little bit, that seasoning will soak in to your meat, and when you cook it, it will be very, very flavorful, and you'll be able to taste all of the seasonings that you use to season your meat. I also added some more of that Chinese sauce because I wanted it to be very brown. That's what I was going for. And I also added calf's rib. If you are not Guyanese, you may not know what this is, but it's something that we use to make our very famous pepper pot. So I like to use it when I'm making stews, if I want it to be a certain type of brown. I also added some green seasonings that I had in my fridge, some salt to taste, And yeah, I'm just mixing everything in, and once I'm done, I'm just gonna let it sit in the fridge for about an hour to 2 hours. And while that meat was marinated in the fridge, I went ahead and cut up all of my additional ingredients that I would have been adding to the beef stew, which was some bell peppers, some more onions, and I believe some more garlic. And I set it aside for when I was ready to start cooking the stew. Alright, y'all, now it's time to cook the stew. So I started by adding some olive oil to the pot, and I used a pressure pot to pressure the beef because I wanted it to cook at a certain consistency. I do not like tough beef at all. Look how that thing looks, so nice and looks good. Anyway, as I was saying, I do not like tough beef at all. I like it to be nice and tender whenever I do eat it. It's not something that I eat on a consistent basis, but once I eat it, I want it to be very tender. So that's why I cooked the stew in the pressure pot, and then I transferred it to another pot once it was soft enough to my liking. And all I did was add the ginger, add the garlic, add some onions, a little Chinese spice, and some of the bell peppers for the opening flavors. And then I added the meat, and then I cover it down, and I let that simmer and cook. I didn't add anything else, no other, coloring or anything like that. I just let it cook until it was nice and tender for me. You see how it sprang its own water, and I was just testing the beef to see if it was soft enough. I did let it pressure for an additional 5 to 10 minutes, and then I transferred it to this pot where I added my potatoes, I added some carrots, and I went ahead and added a little bit more of the calf's rib, just so that it would have been a little bit more brown, darker than I wanted than what it is right now. So that's about it. And I let that cook until the potatoes were tender and the carrots were tender, and I added any additional leftover seasonings like onions, bell peppers, or anything like that, and I let that cook for an additional I want to say 10 minutes, because by then everything was pretty much soft, and that was it. That's how I made this super tasty brown beef stew. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you do try it out, please let me know. I will leave all of my contact information down below, my Instagram handle, my email address, and yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I pray that all is well with you and your families, and I pray that you guys will have a wonderful holiday season, a Christmas season, and I will see you in another video very soon. Alright, thank you for watching. God bless you. Take care of your wonderful selves. Bye.